And I feel free. Nothing's worrying me. Alrighty. That should be moved enough. Do I get a lighter to start a fire? That's the question. Got plenty of wood. We're live. Come on, work. There we go. Fire. Yeah, gonna do some cooking later when I got some coals. Nothing special. I was gonna do grilled cheese. Changed my mind. I bought bread and stuff to do a grilled cheese, but I'm gonna save that for tomorrow because it was gonna rain. Oh God! Oh God! How you doing? You see that? They're me. Those big black hawks. They're everywhere. How you doing, Cornish? Seriously, why the heck are they circling me? I'm not dead yet, you little a-holes! I thought so. Yeah, so I'm gonna start the fire now. Get that going. But seriously, those damn hawks have been circling me the entire trip back into camp. Hey, Rufus, holy crap, how the hell are you? So yeah, let's get this fire started. That's my ugly foot you don't need to see. I'm not wearing shoes. Yeah, let me work on getting that started now. Hopefully I got it. Hey, Debbie. Oh, hey, Gloria. And Bob. Sorry I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the chat right now. I am trying to get this fire started, which I believe I've just done successfully. And yeah, that is fire. And tonight I'm making pierogies for dinner with cabbage. Spicy cabbage, yeah. Because why not? That's if I got the peppers. Spicy cabbage it is. No, I'm good, man. Cornish, man. I'm not asking anything. I was trying to tell you earlier. Yeah, I have some medication costs coming up, but I've got it covered because I'm back at work. I'll be working Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week and next week. My next pay is the 23rd, and that's when I have to buy the meds. I also get my YouTube money in, and so everything should be cool. I am surviving. Went to Toronto. I've been in Toronto for the last couple days. Just a second, I think this is frozen. Or not. Toronto for the last couple days. Call from the lawyer. Went in. And yeah, we're moving ahead with a lawsuit. Or starting to. We had a negotiation earlier today. We presented all the evidence and all the facts that my lawyer collected, that I also gave him, the audio recordings, everything like that. And the social workers side, they walked out with white faces, looked like they were terrified. Not to have it going. It's really chilly out today. Really chilly. Really chilly. So how's everybody doing today, man? Is anybody even here? How's everybody today? How's your day been going? I know my friends down in the States, in the Florida area, they're having a pretty rough time at it. Got this horrible hurricane going on. I'm doing well, Matthew. Doing well. I just, got back. I've been back at camp now for the last 15, 20 minutes. Long enough for me to get back, lay my bag down and start a fire. Was in Toronto since right before midnight. Not yesterday, but the day before. No, yesterday. The day before. Got a night in the hotel room. Motel 6, so another night in the motel room. Both of them had free breakfast, so I was super duper happy. Yesterday I had sausages and bacon and eggs and fruit with yogurt for breakfast. Very little bit of yogurt. And I took an extra helping of it for me so I could have some lunch. Oh, it was great. My days kind of sucked. I got up at 9 in the morning, had a meeting with my lawyer and the social workers and their lawyers. And then I spent about 6 hours on a bus coming back here. Because I got to work on Friday. That was my day. Same with the day before. The other day, it's weird. Some days it's a really nice, easy, quick ride to there and back. Other days it's like 8-10 hour bus ride. Sometimes it's 5. Sometimes it's 6. It's really dependent on the weather and the traffic. Oh, up here the crappiest, up in Sudbury, the crappiest is for 2 weeks. You can get by 2 weeks. It's so a month to be $2,400. The crappiest. They're not worth it. A bunny! Holy shit! Holy shit, he come to say hello to me. How you doing, little guy? Yes, you? Run away, don't go. My friend. You're so nice. I love you. Come to me. I'll give you pierogies. Pierogies tonight for dinner. With cabbage. Sorry, it's kind of in the middle of a really weird day. It's halfway storming and whatnot, so it might blink in out once in a while. I'll fix it just a second. Might be because I picked the phone up, but I could not. There was a bunny. I hope you guys saw the rabbit. I still see him, still over there. Not a care in the world. Doesn't see me as a predator at all. Barely knows I exist. I love bunnies. Oh man, it's madness in Florida. What's for dinner? I was gonna do grilled cheese, but I'm saving that for tomorrow because it's gonna rain. I got pierogies. I'm gonna have to cook these in batches. I'm gonna cook them all tonight. Fry some sauerkraut and cabbage together, make it really spicy, throw them back in, coat them, and then store whatever I don't finish for dinner. Yeah, the roof, we're calling it the storm of century. Brian's down in that area, so I suspect he's going to be out of power for a while. The day was okay. Can't complain. Just a lot of bus rides today and a meeting with the social workers. I talked to my lawyer about talking to you guys about it, and I'm allowed to discuss this until they get me on an NDA. So if they want me to shut my mouth, they make me sign an NDA after they've offered me money. But yeah, we're going at them. They were scared shitless. They were like in the meeting. The meeting only lasted like an hour, and they said, "Oh, our people are just trying to talk in their best interest." Then my lawyer comes out with all of the evidence that I collected. I took detailed notes on every meeting that I went to there, and recording like the audio. They listened to it and they said we need to set up another meeting for next week. The lawyers' faces were white. The people from the social workers' offices' faces were white. They know they done fucked up. Hey, Emma. I have an okay sleeping bag. I know that I'm working on getting some better stuff. I might be moving spots soon. I found a shack that somebody built. I left a note on that shack to see if there's anybody been using it. If not, I'm taking it. But I need to get another new sleeping bag, some sweaters, some winter pants, and some boots, and a toque very soon. Very far. Actually, funny thing is, in Toronto, even Toronto, like I was down there today, it's windy in Toronto, like really windy. I hope everything's okay though. Like, what? Yeah, Florida is going. Florida's in a lot of trouble. There's way too much. The storm of the century, they've called that again. And we got a couple people who hang out in the Discord, and really good people, really good friends that are up in Florida. I hope he decided to evacuate. Well, Emma, it's nice to talk to you. Never actually speak to you very often. Sorry, Emma, I'm gonna get my starting to cook dinner stuff in the pan to cook dinner with. Gotta find. That's the oil. Oil. Yo, have you heard from Brian today at all? I'm hoping he did decide to evacuate, because 250 mile per hour wind is pretty brutal, like 100 and something kilometers, 112, 121 kilometers, something like that. Yeah, it would be really cool. What I would like to do is start streaming this, split screen with somebody else, or split screen Discord, and we can all just, have a chat around the fire, actually speaking. Thank you. I love fire. Actually, funny story. Not funny story, true story though. I wasn't feeling really like gathering wood today, so on my way back to camp, I stopped off at a roadside stand and picked up a bundle of firewood for $5. Normally, I'd take like a half an hour to gather it myself because I'm awesome like that. Not today. I just spent $5 on this firewood. Couldn't be bothered with it today. Okay, gotta figure out how to do this in 2 batches. So I wanna get as many in the pan as possible, like so. And then I still have to fry cabbage and sauerkraut. Then I'll mix it all together, and that's today and tomorrow. And I have sandwiches for tomorrow because it's gonna rain all tomorrow. And gotta walk into work on Friday because I'm working on Friday and on Saturday. Oh man, these are like, again, I was gonna do grilled cheese today, but this brand especially of, I'm not just gonna be able to read it because I manhandled this box. Oh, please don't say what I think you're saying. Oh, thank God. Timo. I thought it said Cho Mo. Pierogies. This brand is cheap, but they're really good. Okay, MJ, take your times. I'm gonna let this burn down a little bit. Fry the first batch, get the fire going back up again. Fry the second batch, get the fire going up again. Let that burn down. Get the where did I put it? Fry this stuff up. It's cabbage with this. Add a little sauerkraut to it, and then add everything together. Oh, love, that's horrible. No, the box was so ripped. I thought I said chobo, not chimu. Yeah, Rufus, I hope you're doing well. Oh, and don't worry about it again. I'm gonna go check out the place probably Friday on my way out of camp, on my way to work. I found a shack that was built in the woods. I put a sign. I wrote out on a piece of paper and posted it to the door because there's a lock for the door, but it's not locked. There's no lock on it. But there's a shack in the woods that it looks like no one's used it for a long time. It looks like somebody used it to live in, and it seems like, yeah, it's empty. So it's well built and it's hidden. So if that sign is still up, when I go check it out, I'm gonna move in there because it's well insulated and I can have a fire inside. Biblical. I don't necessarily think biblical is the word for it. Yeah, I've read parts of the Bible, and yeah, it looks that way because they kept records, and I think that's what the Bible mostly was records of people's experiences, not necessarily religious or stuff, but that. This is climate change, man. If anybody can take a look at 250-mile-per-hour winds in Florida, their second hurricane in like what, 2 weeks? Storm of the century, and say climate change isn't a thing. Oh, they got their heads so far up their ass. They're licking their eyeballs. Yeah, Rufus. No, it doesn't look like a blind. Like, it looks like a hobo shack. Hunter's blind, they have like materials and stuff there. Like, they'll leave cans and stuff to light there, and this is public land. It looks more like somebody built a shack, hid it, and was living in it for a bit. At least that's my takeaway. I could be wrong. It's happened once before. I don't think I am, but I could be. Yep. And the same thing, I did a lot of research into, the cabin I was building. The cops were just lying. I have the right to build here, as long as it's possible to take it down. The thing is I just pretty damn sure the cop that came there was the hunter that saw the thing I was trying to put up and was like, oh, this is my hunting land. I'm going to go scare whoever's here off because he wants to hunt there. This place is very animal active, so I don't doubt that. That's at least what I believe, I think. Very far, not really. Far enough. I'd say it's closer to work than I am now. I'd say from here, about a kilometer walk. Thank you, I will. Print is dead. I've been around. I haven't been around for the last 2 days. I've been in Toronto. Had to go in for... My lawyer called me into Toronto. Straight up, he called me into Toronto. We had a meeting with the social workers about them trying to tell me to kill myself because he wants to sue them. And it was one of those... They're there. Their lawyer... There's two of them there with their lawyers. My lawyer was there with me. And there was an arbitrator in there. And my lawyer just basically talked to them for a few minutes. They said, there's really no point. We were just trying to mitigate what's going on and say there's nothing wrong. Then my lawyer brought out his evidence, the really damning shit, the smoking gun stuff that we got. And their faces went white, and it ended. And they want to meet up with us next week. So there could be an offer on the table next week. Yeah, it's kind of getting late here. It's 7:15. Yep. Well, Jeremy, I'll tell you something about lawyers. If you're going to find a lawyer, you want a real asshole. You want your lawyer to be the biggest asshole on the planet. An asshole that's fighting for you. And my lawyer, he is damn good at his job, and I wouldn't want to get on his bad side. We'll just put it that way. And we talked about it, and I agree with him. He took my disability for free. He's still fighting for that for me, but this year will be different. And he's like, he doesn't expect me to pay anything unless we get paid. He wants to take a quarter of whatever we get, and I'm fine with that. And he's saying this is really bad. They're gonna want to shut me up, so they're gonna want to pay me off to sign an NDA, which I will, because if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to a lot of other people, and that could start a real big class action lawsuit, and they don't want that. So they'll pay me to shut my mouth. I'm gonna just do something here. Flashlight on. I need to find something I can flip these with. So I've been rewatching the Trailer Park Boys from season 1 onward, like very beginning. I even watched the 1999 Trailer Park Boys movie, black and white, everything like that. It's a hilarious show. It's always been right from season 1, but it really didn't start getting good until season 2. Like that, season 2 is when it really picked up, when Bubbles started getting an actual more active role in the show. That's when it really started to get good, and I think that show did as well as it did was because of Bubbles. And you want to hear something else I find crazy? The trailer, Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles. Now, the actors who play it, when they started the show, they were in their 30s. So it's the show got published in 2001. So in 2010, they were 40. They're almost 60. Ricky, Julian, Bubbles now are almost in their 60s. Right now they're like 55 years old. 54 years old. Kind of scary, isn't it? That's not ravioli. That is pierogies. And tomorrow I've got cheese sandwiches to cook. But yeah, I'm trying to make everything I've got right now. I got a bag of these damn things, pierogies. I want to cook the last bits of them right now. And I'll eat all this for breakfast and dinner tonight. And the rest, I'll have cheese sandwiches for dinner tomorrow. It's not late. It's only 7:30. DIY. I wish I could have a dog. I would love to have a dog for company, but I think it would be very wrong and irresponsible of me to get a dog while in this situation. I would never put a dog through this. If I'm going to get a dog, he's going to have a nice cushy home, a nice comfy bed, and spoiled the heck. And he'll be a German Shepherd. And I can't get a dog until then. I want a German Shepherd more than anything. But I can't have one until I've got some stability. Hell, if I had $50K tomorrow, my life would change that day. I would find a place. Like, I'd talk to Rufus, see if he is where he is, and they would let me come and camp out there, get a small tiny home, get a dog, and I'd live a happy life. But I'd still need like $50K to do that. Dallas, I'm glad you're okay. Like, how are you doing, Dallas? You should join the Discord. There's always somebody to talk to, like, especially when you're first out by yourself. It's fucking scary. And if you're in a city, I know it's even worse. Oh man, I like beagles too. I just the kind of dog I want, Rufus, is a king shepherd. You know those giant the German shepherds that are like 3 times the size of a regular German shepherd. I like really big dogs. I want to be walking with my dog and someone see that dog and be like, "God damn, that's a dog." Now that's a dog. Like really big dogs. Yep, getting darker earlier. Actually, saw some rabbits earlier today, live on camera. Got a lot of. I was being surrounded by huge, big black hawks. Now I like some big black hawks. I don't get me wrong. I love them big black hawks, but they were following me from the second I got off the highway to a second I got back to camp. Just so many of them. No one's gonna laugh at that? That's funny shit. Comedy. Thank you. That's all I needed was a swamp laugh. Even though I know I only think I'm funny, nobody else does. It's still nice to make a joke. Hey, Cornish, if you're still around, could you post a link to Discord for this, for Dallas? There we go. A lot of cool people there. There's not many rules, just no racism, sexism, homophobia, no begging. Just don't be a dickhead. Then you'll be fine. Use your hands. Where is it? That's not it. There they are. So yeah, those are for later. Gonna snack on one now though. So good. Nope, no coyotes tonight. No raccoons either. Getting too cold for them to come here. Only rabbits. Saw a lot of. It was so cute. I saw a bunny. I love rabbits so much. Rufus, I want to make some bannock over the fire. I want to do a cooking for that. God damn. So, I love bannock. For anybody who doesn't know, bannock, it's a style of fried bread. It's from my heritage, Irish. It's a very Irish thing. Very simple dish. Salt, baking soda or baking powder, and flour, and oil, of course. A little bit of oil in the dough and to fry in. It should be a kind of a sticky-ish loose dough. Fry it. It comes from Ireland and Scotland, made its way over here, and is very popular with the native reservations. And it is so good. Simple, easy. Kind of like in the States, the southern part of the U.S., like the Louisiana biscuits, a little bit of salt on them, and then that's what they're like. I think it's going to be a wild winter. Like today, it's going to be 9 degrees today, Celsius. It's going to be cold right up until. It's going to be down there until until Thursday of next week, and then it's going to shoot back up. It's going to be up at like 20 degrees, 15 overnight, which is unheard of in this weather. No, I'm kind of hoping, love. I'm kind of hoping the winter is like last year in Ontario. January, we had days that were summertime weather, like 20 degrees above in a January. That is unheard of. That was unheard of. I loved every second of it. Man, Rufus, last year, our coldest months in Ontario, January and February. The last 2 weeks of January, we had like 3 consecutive days that were above 20 degrees. February, it didn't dip. Only for 3 days in February of last year, we had below -3 degrees. And it was cold. It went down to -20 for 3 days in February. The rest of it, it was not below, I'd say, -5. Last year was amazing. Yeah, no, literally you could wear shorts and a t-shirt in February. And I'm not just saying that from a Canadian perspective where it's above 5 degrees, you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I mean, like, it was summertime weather. Well, swing an elephant, where are you going to do it? If you're, I would say it's something you should really think about considering depending on your location, because winter is the time you will freeze to death. Remember, you won't freeze to death if it's above -2. Your body makes enough heat to keep you alive. You won't be happy, but you'll be alive. But below that, that's when you start freezing to death. If you're going to go nomad and live outdoors and whatnot, be fucking prepared. I've done it. Rufus is doing it too. Be prepared. Don't fuck up. Yeah, man, I loved every second of last winter. Oh, yeah, Jalen, long story short, I had the meeting early today. I'm back at camp now. It didn't last long, maybe like an hour. Walked in. They were saying that this is kind of pointless. They were trying to say that they're just doing their jobs. And then my lawyer brought out all the evidence that we have. Like, he's got at least 100 pounds worth of paperwork. He showed them the very damning evidence he's got, the recordings of them hounding me to kill myself. Legit, I've got like audio recordings, 2 hours of them hounding me just to take May, that they've got doctors ready to give me it and all that shit. And the paperwork that they gave in and all the damning stuff. They shut their mouths, they looked it over, their faces went white, and they want another meeting next week. They're scared. Like, they were actually scared. You could see the blood drain out of their faces. Their faces went white. So, not bad. And even with him, my lawyer says, because he knows about this YouTube channel and everything, he says, talk about it now when you can, because when it comes down to it, you're going to end up signing an NDA. So anything you say before the NDA is fine, fair game. After that, I can't talk about it again. So I'm willing to speak about it now. Gonna cook the rest of these. Well, that's the thing. That's another reason why I know you're not prepared. You're doing nomadic thing and you're saying you got plenty of gear. That's the problem. That's why I know you're not prepared for what you're talking about. Here's the thing. You don't want plenty of gear. You want the right gear and just enough. You don't want to be weighed down with a bunch of crap you don't actually need. You need good gear. You need something to keep you warm, and you want to travel light. If you've got too much stuff, you're gonna sweat. It's gonna kill you, man. Straight up, you're just gonna die if you got too much crap. I've actually done that already. I've made a few videos about that. I don't want to overstep because I don't actually want to get myself in trouble. I don't want to say something I shouldn't. But I will tell you guys because you guys are awesome and important to me. Well, Jay, I not only did that, but I've taken notes of everything they've said to me and about me with every single meeting we've ever had since the day one. I kind of got fed up with getting stuck in a room for 2 hours, so I brought my phone in with me, put audio recording on, threw it in my pocket, and Canada is a one-party consent. So one person in that room has to consent to being recorded, and that can be the person doing the recording. And I consented. So I got fed up. And for 2.5 hours, I just recorded everything they said to me. Mostly because the time after that, when they brought me back in the little room to do the same talk, I told her to take a cock up her ass because I was really pissed off. They're not watching. They don't even know this thing exists. People say, "Oh, you don't think the cops are watching your YouTube?" No cops are watching this shit. The social workers don't know this exists. 13,000 people are subscribed to this channel. That's not a lot of that's not a lot of people. And the majority of people aren't in Canada that are subscribed. It goes USA, the UK, then Canada. Actually, it's not even Canada anymore. It goes Australia, then Canada. Australia is now at like 15%. and Canada is at like 5%. Yeah, I kind of find it funny. I'm Canadian. I mean, Canadians fucking hate me. Oh man, as I've said, you don't know a jack shit about Canadians, but until you piss us off. You think we're all these nice, friendly people? Look at what we did in wars. Us Canadians are crazy as hell. We're polite. We're not nice. Google Canadians in World War II. That's the true Canadian mentality. Alrighty. I can film them. Time to flip them. Flip the rest of them. That's about burning. Could be the fire. Pierogies. Ah, shit, I burned them. In batches. They're still good. I've eaten worse. They're just extra crispy. They're not burnt. This is true. Canada does not like the Geneva suggestions. This is very true. Very, very true. Like, it's mostly because during World War One, Canadians were put on the front lines where we got slaughtered. Same with World War Two. But what really happened was, so they had an armistice, a ceasefire during Christmas, where the Germans and the other side, and the Allies and the Axis got together. They exchanged Christmas gifts right in the field between the trenches on World War II. The next year it happened again, but the Canadians were on the front line. So you know what we did? We tossed corned beef, cans of corned beef over into their trenches on Christmas, and they're like, the Axis was screaming for more. They're so happy because they get meat, corned beef, and they're happy. So the Canadians sent a second volley over, except it wasn't corned beef. It was freaking grenades. That's what Canadians do. Oh, it gets even worse. So, again, the rules of war were like wounded men take prisoners. Canadians, we didn't take prisoners. Like our officers encouraged our regular soldiers to execute prisoners because they would be taking part of their rations, and we did it. Canadians, we have done some just as not as messed up as the Germans, the Holocaust and everything. We did some messed up shit during the wars. Damn straight. Same with, like, we weren't that good to our own peoples either. Look up the residential schools of Canada. Our own government took the natives, threw them in residential schools, and killed the kids. Too hot to grab. Making some chili oil to cook some cabbage in while it's still hot. Let that do a thing, and let's have a bigger fire. I want some more fire. We need fire. Fire! I'm going to throw the rest of the wood I've got on, and then we'll call it a night when it burns down. They're extra crispy. They're fine. I'll eat one. Ah! The inside was hotter than I thought it'd be. Ouch. Just burnt my mouth. I'm fine, though. Didn't die. They don't taste burnt. They're just really... They're right before they started tasting very carbony. They're fine. Thank you, love. No. Yeah, that's the last of my wood. Yeah, that's probably right, man. I got no taste buds left to taste the burnt. The only burning I taste is my mouth. I've got the Trailer Park Boys opening theme song stuck in my head. Well, I know a lot of people from here, from South Africa too. You're actually, South Africa was like number 8 on the list of people who actually watch the channel. The last on the list is India. India watches the least. But it's still 0.001%. Mr. Leahy, not Lacey. The guy who played Mr. Leahy, he died a little bit before the animated series started getting recorded. Thing about the actor who played Mr. Leahy, he never actually drank. He was a drama teacher at one of the local universities too. Really cool guy. You too. Have a great night. You know, the best thing about it. So I'm still on season 1. I've been rewatching Trailer Park Boys. Downloaded all 12 seasons. I'm on season 1 right now, and after season 1, Bubbles is in season 1 a little bit here and there, but season 2 he's in it more and more and more. The only reason why Trailer Park Boys did as well as it did was because of Bubbles. Well, no. Bubbles was... Well, first of all, there's a story behind Bubbles. He wasn't actually supposed to be in the show. The guy who played Bubbles, he was a sound engineer. He was screwing around on set with these glasses he once bought from like a yard sale or something. And he's playing the Bubbles character. And the director saw this, thought it was hilarious, so they added it into the show. And the rest is history. But now, like the guy who played Leahy is dead. They really can't go anywhere without him. He was their nemesis. Without that, you've got no show. Oh, I love Letterkenny. Letterkenny is a baller show, man. I love the chirping in Letterkenny. The worst part about that show is it is a very accurate representation of rural Ontario. I hate how accurate they got Ontario. Like the rural Ontario, the farmlands of Ontario. Hate how accurate they got it. Yeah, it's like one of the really good Canadian shows. Letterkenny, Trailer Park Boys, and I'd say Corner Gas. I just don't like how tame Corner Gas is. So if you got to pick the top 3 Canadian shows, I'd say it's Trailer Park Boys is number 3. Number 2 is Letterkenny. And number 1, well, if the women don't find you handy, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. The Red Green Show, 100% is the quintessential Canadian TV show. I used to sneak out of school when I was a kid. Like when I'm talking like not even a teenager, like 11, 12, 13 years old. I used to sneak off of school property at lunchtime to go home and watch the new Red Green Show. Yeah, some people say it's this hour has 22 minutes. Man, that I don't like that show. Yeah, you got what's his name coming from the got big from that show. What's his name? I don't like this hour has 22 minutes. Well, a funny story. I know where Letterkenny was filmed. Actually, up near here, near Sudbury. Corner of Gas. They built this. They built the set up in Saskatchewan. And it's been torn down now. The set has been was torn down last year. So I don't know the town's name. I don't know where Red Green was filmed. Probably a set in the CBC. Probably a film set in the CBC. And maybe the Kawarthas for the outdoor scenes. But tell me, Red Green, where was the outdoor stuff for Red Green filmed? Not him. What's his fucking name? He's got this curly hair. He doesn't. Fucking Christ, what's his name? He's a newfie too. I know. That's where I am. I'm up in Sudbury. That's one of the reasons why I started looking for work up in Sudbury. It's because of Letterkenny. But for y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, look up the first 5 minutes of Letterkenny. Google Letterkenny, season 1, episode 1. Watch the first 5 minutes. If you don't love it, well, there's something wrong with you. Rick Mercer! The Rick Mercer report. 100% you got it. Rick fucking Mercer, thank you. He's the only good thing that came after this hour had 22 minutes. He's the only damn good thing that came off of that show. The show itself is boring as fuck, but Rick fucking Mercer. Woo! Night, MJ. See some studio. But it's still, you know, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. And he's the reason why I love duct tape so much. That shit can honestly fix everything. That is great Canadian TV. You know, the worst part is a lot of TV shows that are, you know, American TV shows are not even filmed in the States. They're filmed right here in Ontario and Toronto. And guys, I hate to do this, but I've got 5% power left. I just got the alert. So guys, I hate to really do this so quickly, but I gotta let you guys go because my phone's about to turn off. I can't have that. I still need to see my way back into the tent. So you guys have a good night. It's been fun. If you're new here, subscribe and join the Discord and give me $1 million. You guys have a great night. Bye, everybody.